Hare Krishna. Well, Reza, Sabina, and Roger here. How are you doing? How is your weekend? Let us know. We are very fortunate. I just have to mention it because, I'm in quite the chilled state. Just to let you know. We're doing a wonderful weekend retreat. Anyways, so today we're going to read your comments of chapter 10, 11, 12 of our Bhagavad Gita study. Bhagavad Gita as it is. So thank you very much for the generous comments. Dharma.
7 sages are the Saptarishis created by Lord Brahma to populate the universe and also spread Vedic teachings in the universe. 4 sages are 4 sons of Brahma, born from his mind in order to populate the universe. But those 4 Kumaras took up celibacy and remained like 5-year-old children devoted to Lord Krishna.
What is going on?
Crazy, yeah. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that story will cross our path eventually.
Oh yeah, we have way more
we have
to
so many
discover
to
and
explore. So this was a little taste of it. Very fascinating.
Very cool. Thank you.
Kaduba.
When Krishna said that among the Rudras I am Shiva, that means Shiva is Krishna's form, or Krishna is origin of Shiva. Yes, absolutely. They're intertwined when we're talking about depictions of the absolute, and I accept, both depictions when we're getting into the higher beings that represent, the absolute and God in whatever form. Yeah, they're so interconnected and intertwined. It's like, Shiva is worshiping Vishnu, and Vishnu is worshiping Shiva, and, but they're coming from the exact same source, right?
Yeah, so, nice.
One source.
Nice. Ameya.
So source is one, but manifestations can be many. So in a way, Shiva and Krishna are different manifestations, but in a way not. Wise won't and don't compare supreme beings. Conflict comes when our lower consciousnesses get in the way and we forget the higher truth. So it is true that Krishna used to worship Shiva, and in the Gita he mentions he is the source of Shiva too. I think at this point we should not see Krishna as a persona, but just a mouthpiece through which the Supreme Soul is speaking to humanity. And it's not Krishna that is speaking, but the Supreme Truth, which he is part, and it is part of him to a point that there's no differentiation. Definitely not him as body and mind. His identity is that of this supreme reality. All other identities are dissolved, and hence he is called Supreme Personality, manifestation of God, as he is one with this reality. At least that's my interpretation. I love it.
Wow, I love it too.
It's a great interpretation, and I see it this way as well, because as much as I do believe in the teachings of Gita and everything that Krishna is saying there is true, including his form, being also supreme, I also accept the non-dual nature of the Supreme, and that from a higher point of view, even beyond our comprehension, formlessness is prior to form. It has to be. But in the sense that, but some people will debate that and say that, well, form also includes, the formless, right? So the energy of like thought and mind itself is form because it is a thing. Right? So in that sense, both instances are accepted and valid, but it's really subtle to not get trapped into positionality by thinking that this is the only way. So we got to remember to keep the unlimitedness, open. So God is not limited by existence or non-existence or any such concepts. Higher truth. Yes.
Tata K.
The Supreme Being said that he is everything. He is Shiva among Rudras, that is the destroyer. He is Vishnu among the Adityas, the preservers, and he is Brahma among the creators. He is everything. Yes. And I agree. I see that as well. There's one source of absolutely everything, and that one source, when we're thinking about the absolute, it can be representative in different ways, right? So we have the concept of a trinity. We have the concept of duality, for example, like Shiva Shakti. The Trinity, God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit can represent the same thing. And in Tibetan Buddhism, we have the Dharmakaya, Shambhakaya, and Nirmanakaya, which represents the creation in a trinity, but ultimately a non-duality. There's one source, and then everything is manifesting from that source, and then all of these other, creator type beings, supreme beings, they have their different roles to play within the creation, but they're all part of the one supreme absolute truth.
These comments are so deep. Today is an incredible day. We're doing Bentinu retreat. And Bentinu was talking about how God is everything today. Everything is God. There is only God. And now the comments too. And the mind is already in such a receptive mode and feeling, spacious. And now it continues here. It's like, wow. Like, there's such deep conversations on our channel.
It's a good day.
Wow.
If you're having a good time,
wow, this is incredible.
Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Let us know. Let us know we're doing a good job for the universe.
Sayan.
Just imagine this chapter is shown or projected in a 3D graphics format, where each prominent form of him is shown with a spine-thrilling background music. When Roger was reading, I was imagining each forms in my mind with the third eye view in 3D graphic style.
Nice.
It's an experience. And finally turn within and feel the spark within yourself too.
Wow. Nice.
Absolutely. It's like, I get a feel for that too when I'm thinking about Krishna's opulences. And then you hold in mind and understand that the human being, like on this planet, like we're the most complicated things in existence. And then, so we got to remember that and be like, okay, well, the Supreme, created us with this divine intelligence, decided that, like, what is the purpose of the universe even? It's to create beings, sentient beings, right? So we're part of that, the spark of the divine being within us. And then we see that humanity itself is an expression of Krishna's opulence, right? Because when you think, holy smokes, like we exist, how is this even possible? It's just...
Michael, I don't know.
Krishna, though he is the most powerful personality, he loves his devotees infinite ways. Suffering and happiness is a part of life, but at the end, he who loves Krishna will get Krishna. May Lord Krishna open doors of spiritual for you and all of you as well.
Nice.
Understanding the divine, leads you to the divine. It's all part of the process.
Beautiful.
So let's open our hearts and our minds and accept, that we are created beings. And there's nothing wrong with that. We can accept our role in creation by first accepting that, hey, we exist. And what is the source of our existence? Oh, and it's okay to, to not be independent, to not be, it's just me against the world and I'm all alone and by myself. And there's a lot of people in this world that are like that, right? We just think that we're separate and isolated from everything else, but we're truly not. And that's very beautiful to accept that we're a part of something, right? We're part of God. We're created beings, and that's pretty cool, right?
That is something. Aryan.
An interesting point to note is that Sri Ram has also shown his Virat Roop to his mother, his crow devotee, and to Sati, so Shiva's wife. Moreover, Kaushalya saw infinite universes with infinite trinities on the body pores of baby Ram. Wow. Saw infinite universes with infinite trinities inside baby Ram's belly. So Shiva's wife saw infinite trinities bowing down to infinite visions of Ram in the forest when she went to test Sri Ram's divinity. Hence, out of these three Virat Roops of Ram, as per Ramcharitmanas, one was inside Ram's body, one was outside Ram's body, and the other was on the body of Ram. This is to signify that there is no inside and no outside. for the all-pervading, who is present equally everywhere. Wow.
I want to see that depicted.
Yeah, we got it. Hopefully on our journey into Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma. We're going to come across more about this because this is truly fascinating.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Yeah, the first time I heard about that. So the Bhagavad.
Oh, you heard of that before?
Well, no, about just the forms, seeing the universe, right? So when in Little Krishna.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when we watched Little Krishna, just when he opened his mouth and
the body
showed us saw the universe.
Baby Ram.
So,
Baby Ram.
Very cool.
So sweet. Theology and rationality.
Nor can anyone be one with you. It's actually, nor can anyone be equal to you. This is right translation as per context, because the first negated, there is nothing superior to you. We are one with Krishna in the sense of being part of him, but we aren't equal to him because the whole is always greater than the parts. Yes, I love that, because people do get lost when they're thinking the teachings nowadays. There's many of them say that, we are God, right? So if we're saying that we are God, that still creates a little bit of delusion in the mind, because if you're still an egocentric, clinging to your ego self, and then all of a sudden your ego self starts thinking that it is God, then there's nothing more to seek, right? Because you're already, being God, full of your delusions and misunderstandings and all of this stuff. So I do agree that a better way of looking at it, and not to make those people wrong, if they're seeking the truth and if they can vibe on that level and they have a good understanding, then that's great. But for me on my journey, I think it's more potent and more powerful to hold in mind that I am part of God, right? Because, I like that there is a God above me that created me and, and created this universe.
Aww.
And here I am, and I'm definitely not aware of the fact that I created this whole universe. So how can I say that I am God? Right? I'm a part of God, though I'm a part of the creation. And I'm also, now that I've accepted that, I can do my part to help, other people understand that it's okay and it's cool to be a part of.
So we're co-creators, right?
Yeah.
We're not the creator.
Absolutely. Love it. Thank you.
Aman.
I thought I'll never be able to complete Gita because honestly, I really don't like reading books. But with with both of you, with such beautiful voice of Roger, thank you, as Krishna and Sabina as Arjuna, and such easily, I reached chapter 11. Yes!
Yes.
You people thank us for subscribing and supporting, but we never thank you for such unconditional love and gifts. Well, comment of the day. And man, very lovely to have that feedback and to let us know that you guys are appreciating, the efforts that we're putting forth. And the thing is that, to be honest, it's like, what could we do to better impact and serve Krishna? Because it came time for Sabina to dive into the Gita. And we have this channel. So of course we're going to do it. We want to be open. We want to be an open spiritual couple. And I think that's very necessary in the world. Like, spiritual people need to be spiritual. So we're so grateful that it was well received, and that people are finding benefit in it, because the Bhagavad Gita is just, it's so cool. Like, it's the coolest book ever. And more people, need to read it and understand it. And
especially the young generation.
Yeah, we need to understand who we are, who is God, what's going on, right? And then with that comes the alleviation of suffering, because we can become more aligned with the truth, understand what's important, and then the material creation, and then we can not get entangled in it and have a peaceful, joyful, conscious life in reality. And then we can seek the highest, because we're part of that highest, and it is our destiny.
The comment just made me so happy. I mean, I am already today very happy, but this is just, beyond.
So good.
Wow. People really study the Gita with us. This is incredible. It's an honor. Harsh Raj Singh. Maybe.
Loved listening to it. I was experiencing bliss through the narration of this chapter. Can't thank you guys enough for doing this. Also, I just visited Dwarka, the city of Lord Krishna, which is where he lived most of his life. It's a beautiful place, like worth visiting. The vibrations you feel in that land and the temple are amazing. Even they have found the underwater Dwarka, guys. Yes.
Is this where we saw the thumbnail the other day?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're going to watch something.
We're going to learn more about that eventually, but I haven't dived into it too much, but I am aware because honestly, when I was, I researched, of course, Hinduism, quite a bit, and if the Gita really happened, and if Krishna really was a manifestation of God, and if there's historical evidence, and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, his city, which is mentioned in the Mahabharat epic, they're rediscovering it, that it did exist. Yeah. Which is pretty cool.
Gonna put it on the list.
Yeah.
We'll see you there. So cute. Wishing blissful exploration of life by every living being, no matter what circumstances.
Yes.
Jignesh.
Every word, speech, action, inaction, silence, and feeling are in the Supreme. We never got separated from the ultimate. Every microscopic forms are part of the one macroscopic form. Like pure consciousness is macrocosmic. Jai Shri Krishna.
Oh, I never heard macrocosmic.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's another way of saying like infinite and finite, right?
Beautiful.
So yeah, different words, but yeah, I love it. And then very good understanding. It's like we're all part of the creation, right? So that's getting into the teachings of non-duality. There's one source of absolutely everything in existence, and everything is a manifestation of that one source. And of course, we get deluded, and then our ego selves, perceive everything as separate, and here I am, and this is me, and I exist as this, but that's true conventionally, but ultimately, we're still part of, the oneness. We're part of God, right? And everybody is. So then that's why we see the love and the light and the divinity in all beings. Yeah.
Uttam.
Roger, understanding is brilliant. I thought to read Gita by myself, but to be honest, I found even the very first chapter to be confusing, so I left reading the Gita. Thank you, Roger, for making us understand in such clarity. Thanks again. This chapter is really beautiful. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I'm very happy that I could offer some clarity with my limited understanding of the Gita, but I want to encourage all spiritual people and anybody with any sort of understanding, however your understanding is. We do our part of sharing the truth by just, sharing from our level and our understanding and our point of view, because at least we're doing our part. And that's part of the whole cosmic manifestation and unfoldment, is that spiritual people need to share, right? So even though I might have some things wrong and I might get confused, I might not have a perfect understanding, that's okay, because I'm still on my journey. So wherever you are, it's perfect. We're all helping each other. So beautiful.
Sadhguru loves all living beings.
We love Sadhguru.
Yeah, and all living beings love Sadhguru in their hearts, even if they're not aware of it at sometimes.
Love loves love.
Aww. SB.
I really want to confess that I bought a copy of Bhagavad Gita as it is during Corona lockdown to read, but never completed even chapter 1, let alone entire book. But really, thanks to you guys, I actually read it till chapter 11 with you. Thank you. Lots of love. Hare Krishna.
So many incredible comments today. This is so beautiful. Oh, we rejoice, SB. Thank you so much for making it to chapter 11. And not just you, so many other people too. Me too for the first time.
So good.
Oh, big hugs to you all. I love it. I love this. This is, I don't know why today it's especially, it's just becoming more and more clear what we're doing here. Like, what?
Feeling God's love.
Feeling God's love, yeah. And how meaningful this channel is like, sometimes we just don't really realize what an impact the videos can have on other people's lives. And sometimes it just hits us. And then we're just like, not in shock, but like in a beautiful shock. It's like, whoa, in awe. That's what that, like we sit there and it's like, in awe. It's like, wow, this is like being created through us. It's just, and it helps people. It's like, wow.
And there's nothing as fun to learn. Nothing even really compares, because you got to think, oh, well, I'm going to die someday. Do I really want to learn about a bunch of mundane, materialistic things, which do serve a purpose, you know, in our conventional existence? But what is our ultimate existence? And what is the most important thing that we could be learning during this lifetime? And then we like, wow, it's freaking fascinating. And it's so cool. And that some of our audience is getting a taste for that. And then they're getting on the journey and they're seeing how fun it is. Yeah, it's incredible. We can be fun, spiritual people. And it doesn't mean you have to let go of stuff. It's like, you know,
the opposite will be the case, right? You will still do your things, but you will enjoy it even more because there's less veils and less delusions, and then you win in every aspect of your life.
A good example is that I've been on the spiritual journey for quite a while now, right? And I've noticed that my enjoyment of Marvel has increased. I like Marvel movies more so now than I did in the past. So my level of enjoyment of this creation in all of its forms. Because even stuff like that, even mundane material things are still part of the divine expression.
Yeah, totally.
Everything is getting better on one level. We got to keep that in mind. So it's our perception and what we choose to bring into our reality, because even though the world is crazy and lots of messed up things going on right now, we can still access joy and peace and love, and that's more beneficial to the world than going and debating and fighting things and all the injustices and everything wrong with the world and focusing on that. No, let's focus on the good stuff. Right? That we have access to these teachings, that we have access to each other, that we have access to connect and to share and to grow and to evolve and to send out love and light and positivity. So, and you guys are making that possible for us.
Ariane.
God cannot be known until he makes himself known. Valmiki says to Sri Ram, "This world is a spectacle and you are its spectator. Nay, you make even Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shambhu, the destroyer, dance to your tune. Even as later know not your secret, who else can know you? In fact, he alone can know you, to whom you make yourself known, and the moment he knows you, he becomes one with you." Here Valmiki tells that even Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar don't know the secrets of Ram. Then how can mere conditioned beings understand him? Only those who know him, to whom Ram makes himself known. And once he knows God, he becomes one with God. So absolutely, we got to keep that in mind, that even conceptually, when I understand this from my experience, is that I don't know God. I have a good conceptual, intellectual understanding of God, and I choose to, serve God in my limited capacity to do so. But no, I'm not an enlightened being yet. I haven't experienced God, and God has not been revealed, to me yet. But with faith and devotion, in, practice of bhakti and karma yoga, meditation, and all of these spiritual tools that we have at our disposal in today's age, and with all the wisdom of the sacred texts, we can know about God. But knowing is, that's the divine grace, right? So eventually we become ripe, and then Krishna just plucks us off the tree. And then he's like, you made it home. Here I am.
Beautiful. Animesh.
Bhakti yoga leads to laziness in society if it stays for too long. That's why everyone should promote cycle of karma yoga and bhakti yoga. Karma yoga will destroy the laziness in the society, and the ego, which develops because of karma yoga, will be destroyed when bhakti yoga time comes. Yes, I see this, and I agree. We have to adopt more than one path. So eventually on the spiritual journey, you're practicing all things without even really realizing it. So I started with jnana yoga, which is the yoga of knowledge. And for me, it really came from another spiritual teacher, and I just devoured all of the books. And it was very highly intellectual and sophisticated teachings of ultimate reality, which suited my intellectual mind. And then that was just it. And that in it alone started purifying stuff. And then the behavior changed, and I was practicing karma yoga without even realizing it, right? And then I sought further, and then eventually came across the Bhagavad Gita, and then realized bhakti yoga, and then being, a devotee. So we got to incorporate all of them, because even, I see what you're saying there. Bhakti yoga is just about being so surrendered onto God that you're almost in a little bubble of me, myself, and God, which is fine to the extent that it could help on the path, but we need to expand that outwards, right? And then be of service.
Yeah, but this sounds like somebody doesn't quite understand Bhakti Yoga. Like if you practice it, because Bhakti Yoga automatically leads to action and benefiting others. Why are you laughing?
Because without going there, he's talking about ISKCON, right? So
yeah, but we don't want to go there.
I know, which is why I wasn't going there. But you're saying, so what I'm talking about being in the bubble is like, so the ISKCON is ISKCON, and you're in that bubble. And you're not really going out there to help the world. You're going out there to convert people and bring them into your organization so that you can. So you're not really practicing karma yoga anymore, because you're not being service to the world. You're being of service to your own organization, and you're trying to get more people. And then you think that you're serving God, but really you're not. You're just serving your own self-interests that are aligned with your organization.
Oh dear. Okay. Well, but I did understand now something, so I think I'm gonna leave this in.
Okay.
No.
Sure. Yeah.
No. Because I had an insight. This was a good. I just had an understanding.
So that being said, I have nothing against ISKCON. There's a lot of debates about, the ISKCON and this and that, and they serve a purpose. They wouldn't exist in this reality. Krishna wouldn't have allowed it to manifest where all things are possible, and and they're sending love and light and joy, and they're serving Krishna in that way.
And depend.
Mind needs something to focus on. We cannot focus on unmanifest, which is beyond our intellect and comprehension. Focusing on manifest is easy for the mind. So one path is easy and other is difficult for attain same thing. Yes, this is true, but there's different mindsets, and there's different capacities and different comprehension levels and different levels of understanding, kind of like as part of our karma, right? So there's different dispositions, right? Different modes of material nature. So some people are more suited to different ways, right? So I came to understand the unmanifest first, right? So non-duality is just pure formless. And I could focus on that very easily. So it was, it was great, and it does serve its purpose, and it can get you there if you're ripe for it. But other people have a much harder time with that. So let's not limit both ways, right? We got to be open and understanding that the way that's best for us is great, but at the same time have the open mind and allow for the other, people to find the path that works best for them.
Yeah. I just contemplated, and I think I do both. KV.
Krishna does have form. All he effulgence, spiritual and material, that is emanating from him is impersonal. So if you are offering to Krishna, he should have an address. Goloka, and form so that it reaches him. With no form and address, where are you sending and to whom? If you offer him to impersonal, it will land in impersonal abode and not exact to him, but to somewhere to where you impersonally aimed at. So
What does that mean?
So that's true. He's talking about, so Krishna is teaching, that he has form and that he has a realm, and you can go there to that realm and be with him, right? And that's great. And that's amazing. And I totally embrace that and love that. But in the same time, in the Gita, he's also saying that he's got an impersonal nature as well, which is the unmanifest manifesting in all forms. So very much non-duality, that everything has one source, and you don't need to focus on his personal form if that's more appropriate for you. And of course, he's teaching that the easier route, if you're already reading the Bhagavad Gita, it is going to be his form. That's what he's teaching. But we can't limit Krishna by saying you have to do it this way, because even Krishna doesn't say that. He says you can do it either way.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's right.
And even by
easier.
by practicing one way eventually will lead you to the other way if it's your destiny. And if not, it doesn't matter, because we're all destined for something. And some people truly want to go to Krishna's realm and be there with him. Other people don't. Other people want to merge with him and dissolve completely into just Satchitananda, which is also fine. And that's totally good.
Zuzan.
This is the same state of mine as Sabina's. I feel Krishna all the way with me. He's my friend, my love, my teacher, and my ultimate goal. Doesn't matter how many times I'll reincarnate, but bless me that I may spend every life thinking about my Lord, my Krishna. Life is not enough to praise his glory, nor my tears are enough to express my love for him. Wow. That's amazing.
What?
You can,
no.
You can edit it out.
We don't have time.
Come on.
If we edit it
It's
out,
funny.
Anand.
If somebody.
Oh God, no. Absolutely
Because it's all
not.
caps. That means all caps means you're shouting.
Yeah, I know what all caps means.
Okay,
Thanks.
I just wanted to make you laugh. That was totally worth it.
Let's finish with a prayer by Sayan. After Sabina is so blessed, and both of you so blessed, that prayer.
Oh. Like, what are
Sorry.
we doing? Let the blessings pervade all human beings, animals, birds, fish, plants, trees, everywhere. May the love and light and power and majesty and opulence of Supreme Lord Krishna be experienced in all hearts and minds of all sentient beings. May love, joy, wisdom, and truth prevail once again.
Mani Padme.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you everyone for joining us. This was so beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll be watching Krishna Opulence now for a few days, and then we'll be back with the Bhagavad Gita by Swami Mukundananda.
And just a warning before you watch Krishna Opulence, Sabina wasn't quite in the state that she is in right now during that.
That would have been different.
So be forewarned, there is some triggers arising in the mind. Some things are difficult to accept, but bear with us.
Yeah, the girls out there know once a month we're just not the same. We take life more seriously, and then we just pick on everything that we feel. I don't even know what's happening.
It's a crazy time. Crazy.
So unfortunately on that weekend we watched Krishna Opulence last weekend actually.
Yeah.
And Anyways,
Good
you know me,
times.
usually I'm not like this. So yeah, I actually censored it a little bit.
Jeez, Sabina had to censor herself.
I had to censor myself quite a bit. Anyway.
Yeah. So anyways,
please forgive
be
me.
prepared. So anyways, to wrap up this video, I just want to thank all of you wonderful, wonderful beings for joining us to study the Bhagavad Gita and getting some insights and some realizations and some true knowledge and wisdom. Because without even realizing it, you're gaining understanding. You're planting seeds. You're expanding your consciousness. You're bringing more love and joy into your heart. And in a sense, you're raising your level of consciousness, and that raises the whole field. So thank you so much for being a part of our journey and for all of your lovely and wonderful comments. There's just so many of them that, of course, we can't get to all of them, but keep them coming because we love you and we love hearing from you. So thank you so much.
Peace.
Peace.